Well, this morning on Wallet Wednesday, it's one of those things that nobody really wants to talk about, uh, but it happens when a loved one passes away.
Yeah, if you've experienced this, you know it can be a very emotionally challenging time, but it can also come with some financial challenges too. So joining us live this morning from Ferguson Woman Capital Management is Tara Kennetetter, who can help simplify an overwhelming topic here. Some good advice for folks who find themselves in a tough spot. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, Emily.
So this is a hard thing to talk about, but I think what's harder is to be having some of these conversations after something has happened and you're already emotional. So what's the first piece of advice you have for someone who is dealing with this or who may deal with this in the future?
Sure, it's going to be a big issue that we see coming in the next several years. We know that $84 trillion of wealth will be transferred over the next 20 years. When we get a call from a client, either that one of their loved ones has passed away, or sadly, if one of our clients has passed away, we make sure that we say thank you so much for letting us know, for keeping us in the loop. But we also remind them that this is, take time to breathe, take a breath. Thank you for letting us know as fast as you did, but there's really nothing that has to happen immediately. So, take that time that you need to grieve initially.
Yeah, one of the things that people think about, once they realize they're getting an inheritance is, what's my tax responsibility here? Do I have to pay taxes on this? And when do I have to pay it? Those kind of things. So, what do you tell people in that situation?
It really depends upon what you inherit. So, if there is something that you inherit, so maybe a Roth 401k or a Roth IRA, those are retirement accounts that were funded with after tax dollars compared to pre tax dollars. And if you inherit those, you don't necessarily have to pay taxes on those distributions, even though there's a distribution schedule and timing that you'll want to make sure that you're aware of so that you're not penalized in any way. Or if you were to inherit your childhood home and immediately sell it, then you're not going to have to pay taxes on those.
What you mentioned there are some timelines for things, but also that, when something first happens, it doesn't necessarily need to all get sorted out right away. In general, what is the timeline for settling an estate?
Sure. So most of the time, it takes about 4 months. There is a legal process if someone has to go through probate, and that's what it's called. Is the process after someone dies. If they didn't have a will per se, then it'll have to go through probate, and that takes about 4 months. But really, depending upon the financial assets, the complexity, and also the number of heirs, it could possibly take a bit longer.
We talk a little bit about, possible tax implications and what people could inherit makes a big difference, as you alluded to.
Right.
Retirement fund, home. Any other considerations other than taxes when you inherit something big, especially?
Sure. Working with a planner, and when I say a planner, an estate planner, because there could be jewelry that you're inheriting, or there could be artwork other than, taxable assets per se, like land or retirement accounts. So you'll want to make sure that you understand exactly who's receiving those, why, and the timing around those.
We've got a couple of the steps that you had already mentioned there on the screen, just things to do as you're grieving, as you're moving forward. But if some of these conversations are happening right now, before a loved one passes away, whether you're planning for a parent or whether you want to make sure your affairs are in order, what can people do right now to start some of that estate planning?
Sure. First, take inventory. You want to take inventory of all of your assets, whether it is your home, a second home, land, vehicles, or jewelry, as well as any of your bank accounts, investment accounts, and then also any insurance policies. And then also review, who do you want to receive? Who do you want to be your beneficiaries? The timing you want them to receive those assets, especially maybe if you have minor children or minor grandchildren. And then also determine who you want to be your power of attorney, as well as who you want to be named as your advanced healthcare directive. These individuals should have some financial acumen and also be aware of your healthcare conditions as well, because a good amount of responsibility will be placed on their shoulders. And then make sure that you contact an attorney to help you through this process to control the plan.
All right, thank you very much, Tara Kinnetetter with Ferguson Wellman. We appreciate the tips today.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You too.
And if you need some financial advice when it comes to estate planning or other questions, of course, you can check out fergusonwellman.com.
Time